Are you seeing ants inside your home? It's important to know that not all ants are the same, and the way we treat them is very different. Especially if you're seeing carpenter ants, it's critical to treat them properly. I'm Trapper Tony, and in this video, I'm going to break down how they're getting into your home, why they're there, and the best way to eliminate them, whether it's spray, bait, or both, and how to keep them out for good. Ants are typically in your home for one of two reasons. They're either nesting or looking for food sources. If there's issues with moisture, rotten wood, or damage, it's easily manipulated for nesting locations. If you see them in the home, they're foraging for food, they're looking for high protein, sugars, fats, or grease. Carpenter ants especially are attracted to moist, damaged wood, so moisture control is a huge part of elimination and prevention. One of the biggest signs of carpenter ants is sawdust, also called frass. Unlike termites, carpenter ants don't eat wood. They push it out as they tunnel. Other key identifiers would include a hairy thorax, which is the middle body segment of the ant, larger size compared to most ants, and winged ants during certain times of the year, which means the colony is expanding and reproducing. If you're seeing winged ants indoors, that's a strong sign of an established colony nearby. Now, not all ants are carpenter ants. You can also have pavement ants, which are very common. Mostly see these outdoors around patios, driveways, or concrete structures. They will also come inside and be a nuisance when looking for food options. Ants in the kitchen aren't just annoying. They can also spread bacteria and contaminate food as they travel from unsanitary areas to sanitary areas, migrating through kitchen and countertops towards your food or food you're preparing. That's why proper ant identification is critical before treatment begins. When it comes to elimination and prevention for ants, there are two main ways to treat. You either have a spray application, which is a contact residual, or you have a bait application with a variety of attractants. Residual sprays are great because they will kill ants upon contact as well as stay active after it's dry. Creates a great proactive barrier treatment around your home. Residual sprays are great for immediate control and perimeter defense. Now, when it comes to baiting, baits come in a variety of options with a variety of attractants. Baiting is great because the ants will actually take the bait back to the source, which could be hidden deep in a wall or outside on a neighboring property, right to the queen and colony. If there's no queen, there's no colony, ant elimination. The baits will come in a variety of options: starch-based, protein-based, sugar-based, and even fat-based. This is especially important for ant species like Pharaoh ants, where spray options cannot be applied. Spraying will actually cause the colony to bud, which makes the problem worse. Having a variety of baits is critical, as they're very picky eaters. They choose one bait over the other one day to the next. This is why it is critical to identify the species of ants before any treatment can begin. When it comes to baiting for ants, it's critical to provide a variety of options. Especially in the spring when they come out of winter dormancy, they're looking for fats and proteins to get the colony established. Later in the season, they'll switch to sugars, which keep them energized for population control. Here we have an ant bait station. It's a buffet tray. We'll load up multiple baits inside. You can see where the ants can migrate up and in on either side of the tray. We'll place this ant buffet station in high traffic areas for ant control. Spot treatments won't work long term. It's critical we treat the entire perimeter of the home, inside and outside. Ants are very communal and very aware. Treating the entire perimeter or barrier forces ants to come into contact where the application is applied. They might be moving around, looking for nesting locations, foraging for food. This ensures we make sure that the ant comes into contact with the chemical applied. We'll also be inspecting our monitoring locations with our bait applications in the buffet stations. This ensures that we're treating the proper areas. When it comes to long-term prevention and eradication of ants, it comes down to three things. We're eliminating entry points, eliminating moist, damp, or rotten wood, and treating the area as a whole, not just where we've seen ant activity. Now let's talk about how these ants are getting inside this home. Some common entry points include gaps around windows and door frame, cracks in the foundation or brickwork, openings around utility lines and pipes, damaged soffit, fascia, and roof lines. Now, why does this matter? Even the best treatment won't hold these ants off long term. The proper way to address openings or entry points would be to seal gaps, use caulking or appropriate materials, repair damaged wood or moisture-prone areas. Eliminate conditions that attract nesting, especially water intrusion. So remember the golden rule before applying any application for ant control. Identify before you apply. Whether it's pavement ants, carpenter ants, or any other ant species, identification is critical. We've shown you the tools and how to utilize them, the spray application for barrier preventative treatments, and the granular bait or liquid bait applications for ant colony elimination at the source. If you're looking to control ants at home yourself, check out our DIY ant control series. I'm going to go over some retail products, how to use them safely, effectively, and where to apply them for long-term control in and around your property. We'll see you next time.